Welcome to Future Forward, where we explore the technologies shaping tomorrow. Ben, today we're tackling a topic that, it really feels like it's been pulled from the pages of a sci-fi novel. The very real possibility of, erasing inherited diseases from the human story.
It's a breathtaking thought, isn't it? For generations, conditions like cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia have been seen as a tragic destiny.
Yeah.
But now a technology is emerging that could turn that destiny into history.
So let's start with the science itself. The technology is called gene editing. At its heart, it's a way for scientists to make incredibly precise changes to our DNA.
Right.
The instruction manual for our bodies.
The most famous tool for this is called CRISPR-Cas9. The simplest way to think about it is as a pair of molecular scissors guided by a sort of GPS.
Okay.
It can navigate through our 3 billion letters of DNA, find one specific faulty gene, and just make a clean cut.
And that cut is the key. It allows scientists to then remove the bad gene and, in some cases, replace it with a healthy copy. It's like a find and replace function for our genetic code.
Exactly. So instead of just managing the symptoms of a disease for a person's entire life, you're going back to the source code and fixing the original typo. I think the potential is just staggering. The article we're discussing points out that this isn't just about treatment.
Right.
It's about prevention. If you can make that correction early enough, say in an embryo,
Wow.
you could stop the disease before it ever has a chance to develop.
That brings us to the first major implication, a permanent solution. This isn't a drug you take every day. A corrected gene becomes a part of you, a lifelong fix. And here's the part that really gives me pause. It could end the disease in that person's bloodline. That single change could ripple through generations. And this isn't a distant dream. We're already seeing the first steps. The article points to successful treatments for patients with inherited blood disorders. Yeah.
People who have lived with debilitating conditions are now effectively cured. It's a medical miracle in real time.
But with great power comes great responsibility.
Of course.
And this technology brings some of the heaviest questions humanity has ever faced. Let's talk about the challenges. The first is a huge ethical one, editing human embryos.
This is the heart of the debate. Editing the genes of a single living person, what's called somatic editing, is one thing. But editing an embryo means you're changing the germline. Those changes will be passed down to their children and their children's children. It's a permanent alteration of a human lineage. Who has the right to make that call? And where do you draw the line between preventing a terrible disease and, say, enhancing a desirable trait?
That's the slippery slope everyone worries about. And it's not just an ethical slope, there are scientific risks too. The article calls them unintended effects. Our DNA is this incredibly complex system we don't fully understand.
Right.
What happens if fixing one gene inadvertently causes a problem somewhere else? Maybe a problem that won't show up for years.
It's a high-stakes clinical trial, and the subjects are future generations. Then there's the third challenge,
And this one's big.
which might be the most immediate: access and equity. These therapies are projected to cost millions of dollars per patient. Will gene editing become a privilege for the wealthy?
That's a deeply troubling scenario. We could inadvertently create a new kind of social divide, a genetic one,
Yeah.
where the affluent can literally buy their children a life free from certain diseases, while others can't. That's a challenge for our society, not just our scientists.
So here we are, standing at a monumental crossroads. On one path is a future free from some of our oldest and cruelest diseases. On the other are profound ethical dilemmas and the risk of unforeseen consequences.
It seems our wisdom needs to evolve just as fast as our technology. The goal isn't just to see if we can do this, but to decide if we should and how.
And that leads to the question we want to leave with our audience today.
Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. If you had the power to edit a disease out of your family's bloodline forever, but it involved altering an embryo, would you do it? And where for you is the line between healing and enhancement?